What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to the Kyle Petty Show. I am Kyle Petty. This is a podcast for Long Island Theater. This time around, I had the pleasure of chatting with Mike Shapiro, who will be starring as Tony Manero as Saturday Night Fever over at CM Performing Arts Center, running from May 4th until May 18th. Okay, I understand that the majority of this run is pretty close to being sold out, so you definitely want to make sure you're getting your tickets well ahead of time. Okay, unlike me, who is still ticketless, and I will be searching for one. Now, before I get to this conversation with Mike, I want to share with you, back in the Keeping It Real days, I used to always share little videos or things that I found on the internet that I thought were funny or hilarious to share with you all. And I have one now. Now, anyone who knows me knows my brand has always been built around the fact that I do not do potlucks. Okay, I do not eat food from somebody's kitchen that I have not seen. And this video is the exact reason why.
Maggie, what are you doing? There's nothing in the toaster. There's nothing down in there. I checked. Maggie.
Okay, all right, now, did y'all see that? Did you see that? Oh my gosh, there are so many. Every time I watch it, I scream just like that because I can't take it. There are so many things wrong with this video. And it's not just that the mouse came out of the toaster, okay? I mean, that is issue one. But if we really get granular here, I'm very disturbed by the fact that the owner lady in the video, taking the video. Oh my gosh, that's even something I didn't think of first. So first of all, it's clearly part of our routine. We're very calm. We checked the toaster. There's nothing inside. What are you checking for? I've literally never checked my toaster for anything. I've never had any reason to believe that something could be burrowing inside. Nothing like that. Now, what else? Cat on the counter. Obviously not here for it. Okay. Cats leave hair all over the place. Get your cats off the place where the food resides. All right. There's issue two. Now, this cat had their whole arm in the toaster, right? Rattle. At no point was owner lady concerned about any of this behavior. It wasn't Maggie, get down. It wasn't Maggie, get out of the toaster, which is what I would do. I'm like, what are you doing? No, absolutely not. This cat was just in here, just rustling everything up and absolutely of no concern to owner lady. And I cannot imagine that if you are okay, how did this video leave your person? How did this exit your residence, right? If you have no shame about sharing a video like this, mice in a toaster, cat whole hand and arm inside, just carrying on, and but you had no problem sharing that? What the hell else goes on in that house that you don't share? What embarrasses you, owner lady? See, and this is why, if I have not seen your kitchen and I don't know what your house looks like, I can't eat anything that comes from it. Okay, I rest my case. And with that, here's Mike. Enjoy. Welcome back to the Kyle Petty Show. I am Kyle Petty, of course, and this time I am joined by Mike Shapiro, who will be starring as Tony Manero in CM Performing Arts Center production of Saturday Night Fever, opening May 4th and closing on May 18th. So, Mike, first of all, thank you so much for spending this time with me. How are you?
I'm great. I'm doing great. Thank you for having me.
Oh, please. It was a no-brainer. I was like, oh, he's Tony. I'm going to ask him when it gets closer. It's perfect. So people who don't know you, tell us some things about you. You're walking into a room full of strangers. How do you introduce yourself?
Yeah. Okay. Well, I'm Mike. You already know my name.
Yeah.
I'm currently still a student. That's a whole other story. But I'm a super senior, as some people might call me. I'm finishing I'll be getting my bachelor's degree. I'm graduating in 2.5 weeks, which is so exciting.
All right, yeah, congratulations.
Can't wait for that. Thank you. Yeah. So that'll be a good time. and I go to Long Island University post. I'm studying to be well, I'm getting my degree in marketing.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, I've been performing for 10, 11 years. I started performing when I was a freshman in high school. I didn't do any. I always knew that I wanted to be an actor, stuff like that. I always wanted to perform or do something with entertainment because it's just it's where all my interest is, and
Right.
I love anything that has to do with film and acting and Broadway and a lot of stuff like that. But I always knew I wanted to be an actor. Um, so I started like freshman year of high school. I think my first show ever was West Side Story, which was fun. And then funny enough, my second show ever was West Side Story at CM. So yeah, so I've been at CM for a while, but
Made your rounds on the West Side.
yeah.
Yeah.
I love and luck and coincidentally, West Side Story is my favorite show ever. So I love West Side Story. But yeah, I just haven't really stopped performing since high school. I performed a lot. I did a lot of shows all over the island. I've done a lot of shows all over the island, uh, like at just a bunch of different theaters. And yeah, I've been dancing from a really young age, so that's why Saturday Night Fever is definitely a huge, like a big dream role of mine.
Yeah,
Uh,
totally up your alley.
yeah. I've been dancing for a while before I even started performing in musical theater plays and shows and everything like that. So yeah, just I've been doing this for a while.
Awesome. And now you're finishing up your bachelor's while preparing to be Tony Manero. So you got a lot going on at the same time here.
This is the worst time for this show to be put on.
Sure
As
it is.
grateful as I am, this is the worst time to be in a show playing a role this big because I like next week I'm in tech. I'm in tech next week and it's my last week of classes.
Because they are in finals. Finals are probably coming up
It
now.
is so finals. Luckily, finals don't start until after the show opens.
Oh,
That's a good thing.
all
But that
right.
last week of class, which is the week that most seniors in college are like really trying to cram all the stuff that they need in for to be able to get that A in your class. I'm in tech week for a show, so it's like it's a lot.
It's a lot on your plate. And then this guy asked you to be on this podcast, and then he also asked you to prepare two truths and a lie. So
Yeah.
you've got a lot going on in your world.
Oh, there's so much going on. I don't know why you would do this to me.
Yeah, I'm so sorry. Like, honestly, my deepest apologies.
No.
But with that,
I'm so happy to be here.
thank you.
I was anticipating it. I was really hoping you were going to ask me because
Nice.
I saw you. I saw you right before you started this at CM.
Was that at
And
Avita?
I think it was at Avita. I saw you opening
Mhm.
out of Avita. I was there. Because I also just another thing about me,
Yeah.
I've been running the CM Performing Arts Instagram for a while, so I go to a lot of the openings.
Oh.
Yeah, I do a lot. Most of their posts are me. I'm joined by some really great people helping me out as well. Because it's like kind of my first real social media job I've ever had, but I'm enjoying it. You know what I mean? It's in my field that I'm studying for right now, so I was lucky enough to get that opportunity. But I saw you at Avita. This was like right when you were about to start this show, or start it back up, really.
Yeah, we've seen many different interpolations of the Kyle Petty show over the years, but I think so far this has been my favorite one. Like I enjoy doing this. Like this is really really cool, connecting with people like from home, and
Yeah.
yeah, I love it.
Well, I think it's
I
a
didn't.
great thing. I think that you can. Long Island theater is like if you're not from Long Island, you just don't understand the like the amount of like
Work.
how big of a community this community really is.
Right.
So I think it's like a really smart thing to just start a show, reviewing and talking to all these great actors around Long Island. It's like there's so much you could do with that, So
Well, thanks.
yeah,
And I really just saw it more of like as a passion project, like for myself, because I kind of miss the community. When you get to my age too, it's like you're not really old enough to play parents, but you're not young enough to be part of the crowd. It's like, so how do I get to be part of the community now? And it's like this is like the perfect opening for that. So
sure.
yeah. I didn't know you were running the CM Instagram. I always just assumed when I was interacting with someone that I was talking to Brendan. I'm like,
Yeah.
yeah.
I've been doing it. I've been running their Instagram for a few months now. I think
Nice.
started like Young Frank. Elise was nice enough to give me that opportunity, and it's good. You know, I enjoy it a lot. I like social media gigs. They're fun. You know what I mean? I get to I have my it's very flexible. You know, I can make these posts and post like what I want. You know what I mean? But it's tailored to what the shows are going on. It's a lot of fun. You know,
Right. And it's in line with what you're going to school for, so that's perfect.
exactly. You know,
Yeah,
it's something.
love
It's
it.
a really
Good
great resume.
experience.
So yeah.
Absolutely. Absolutely. So, two truths and a lie. What do you have for me? Because I know you worked hard on this,
All right. Hold on, I wrote them down.
and I want people to know that you worked hard on it, so that way, if I get it right, like, look at all that effort.
All right, I didn't work that hard. All right, calm down.
Oh, see now you're trying to protect yourself. Liv. That's okay.
Maybe
That's
I did.
okay.
Though.
I see
don't know.
you.
All right,
Maybe you did.
So just list them off. List them off one by
Yeah,
one.
yeah. Number
All right.
one, what we got? I have my little
All right.
pad here too, so I can keep track.
All right. So I'm an
Mhm.
avid golfer.
Okay.
Okay. I have 4 cats, and this is my 10th main stage show at CM Performing Arts Center.
Okay. All right. Avid golfer. We know that's true. All right. I'm going to say that with my whole chest because I feel like you've I feel like I've heard that over the years. Like you're going golfing with somebody. Oh, who was there? Like Mike Shapiro. Like I feel like that sounds familiar to me.
Never know.
And the fact that you're chuckling, it makes me now very nervous. But but I'm gonna say that feels possible to me. I'm gonna give that a check. 4 cats. It could be 3, it could be 5, it could be 0. That's a toughie. That's a toughie. And 10th main stage. That's really hard too, because I mean, I couldn't even tell you how many main stages I was in, never mind someone else. I'm just going to be super confident and say that the lie is that you do not have 4 cats.
That's true. I mean, no, sorry. Yeah, that is the lie. That's what I meant.
Yes, that's how I took it. Yes. Okay.
Poor choice of words there, but
That was a poor choice of words, but I did
that is a
interpret it
lie.
correctly.
I have no cats. I'm
No
really
cats.
allergic to cats.
Oh, really? Okay.
Very
Nice. Wow, so this is your 10th main stage at CM?
Yeah, and what a like bang of a role to play for my 10th main stage.
Right.
Because I feel like 10th, it's like a milestone.
It is a milestone, sure.
Wherever you are, 10th of anything, and so to be playing the lead in your 10th main stage show is pretty cool.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It is. I had to actually count how many main stages I've done at CM. I don't even know that I've done 10.
Honestly, I was surprised it's only 10. The thing is that I think when I counted and went back, this is my like 16th, 17th, 18th or something like that show period at CM, but main stage. This is my 10th show.
That's wild.
Yeah, I was
All
honestly
right.
surprised. I thought I've done more. You feel like you've done more, but 10 main stage shows is. I mean, I've been doing theater at CM since 2017. I've been doing main stage shows at CM since 2017. So, when you look back at it, 10 of those, like 10 shows since then, it's a lot.
That is a lot, especially considering the fact that like it was essentially closed for like what, a year and a half, almost 2 years.
True.
Like,
And there was also a whole year where I was living in the city because I was going to school in for 2 semesters. You know what I mean? So I wasn't doing any shit at that time too. So it was like almost 2 years that like since 2017, but you subtract 2 years because of COVID and because I wasn't even around. So it is pretty crazy. But yeah, 10 shows.
So an awesome milestone. Congratulations.
Yeah, and I'm grateful for this season too because I got the opportunity to also play the lead in the first show of this season, which is like incredible. I mean, when I started doing shows at CM, I was not confident enough to even audition for leads, and I was doing a lot of ensemble roles, which I love. I love doing ensemble roles. There, it's it's the heart of the show, as you probably know. And to come back and be able to do basically 2 back-to-back lead roles in a show. It's like in the same season. It's
awesome.
It feels so great. It's like I'm so grateful for it, and especially at some place that you call your home.
Yeah.
Like CM is like a home to me. It always has been. It's it's the first place I really started. So it feels really good.
Good.
You
You
know?
deserve to feel that. That's the true magic of theater, in my opinion.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
That's really why we love theater. Good. I'm happy to hear that. So Saturday Night Fever, this musical is obviously based off the movie, so for those people who don't know what to expect from this, I can't imagine people who don't know what Saturday Night Fever is, but I'm sure they're
Yeah.
out there. So tell us, like, how would you summarize Saturday Night
Yeah.
Fever? What can people expect?
Yeah, I'm so bad at summarizing shows. I, I so so Saturday Night Fever. Yeah, if you don't know the movie, I mean, it's based off of the film. I think it was 1979. I think is when the film came out, something like that. But
Mm,
the thing is that the film was based off of this short story, which the director Patrick he actually sent to us like right at the start of the rehearsal process. He sent us the short story that the film was based off of, which is an incredible short story. I think it's by Nick
mm,
Cohn, I think his name is, and it's like a really in-depth short story. And it's just basically it's just about the film, talking about the film and the show because they're all really the same. It's just about the lives of these of the people in the 70s, and it's really just about their lives and like how they went to these clubs and dancing. It's like when you really take out the plot, it's just about their lives and just how they
mhm.
interacted with one another and how and just the different things that went on. The actual plot of the show is that there's this guy named Tony Manero. He's kind of everyone knows him, everyone loves him. When they actually, I mean, I don't know if this line's used in the film, but I think it is used in the film and in the musical. When they walk into this club that they go to all the time, 2001 Odyssey, like the people literally part like the Red Sea. Like Tony Manero's come in, move out of the way and say hi to him. You want to, everyone,
The man has arrived.
yeah, everybody wants to be his friend. Um, and the thing is, though, is that he has this like, he has this deep layer to him where he's this person that everybody loves, but really deep down he's like he has a lot of issues too. And that's the really fun part about playing this role is that you get to find all this stuff that like you watch this movie and you're like, yeah, it's John Travolta in this movie and he dances a lot, but really it's like this guy's got a lot of issues. You really got to like pull apart. He
Right.
has a
There's a lot of layers to this character.
lot of layers to him.
Yeah.
And but he meets this girl Stephanie. Uh, he they enter this dance contest, which is kind of like the whole point of the show. They're
Mhm.
preparing for the dance contest, and there's just a lot of other stuff that goes on in the middle. You know what I mean? It's just one of those shows you got to just come see. Don't if you don't know the show, which is I, I'm surprised if nobody knows the show, to be honest.
Right.
It's a really huge movie, but if you don't know it, just come see it because it's not one of those shows you want to like research before. Just come see it and just have a lot of fun. That's the thing too. It's a
Just
lot of
enjoy
fun.
it.
It's the music of the Bee Gees. So it's one of those shows that you like, even if you don't think you know any Bee Gees songs, you do.
You
You
do.
know,
You
like
absolutely do.
everyone knows Bee Gees. And it's there's other Disco Inferno's by the Tramps, I'm pretty sure, and so those there's other songs in there as well, but it's actually a really great show. I slowly also realized that Saturday Night Fever is one of my favorite movies of all time, and I never watched it before I auditioned for the role, believe it or not, which is crazy, but
That
I
is crazy.
I never watched it, and it's slowly becoming one of my favorite movies of all time. It's just like I said, it's a lot deeper than people see on the outside.
It is, and I was very surprised by that when I did it, because when I had auditioned for Saturday Night Fever at Theater 3, I really only did so because I wanted to be in it with my friends and things like that. I really knew nothing about it. It's like, oh, there's a guy named Monty, and he's just like the DJ who sings like
Yeah.
fun songs. All right, that's enough for me. And then I got there, I was like, wait a minute, I was like, there's real things happening in this show. I'm like, we're not just singing and getting the hell out of here. That's what I thought it was. I thought this
No.
was a glorified concert.
Oh,
I had no idea.
there actually is a story to this. It's
Yeah, I was like, and a heavy one at that.
yeah, it is.
Um,
It does get pretty heavy. There's
yeah,
there's some sadness. So come see
there is, there is.
it.
Well, with that being said, so obviously, Tony Manero with a lot of layers and things like that. What actually interested you then in playing that role?
So, well, when they first announced it, I mean, I'm Italian. As you can see, I got my horn, my Italian horn, my cornicello, my good luck around my neck. I wear it. I never take it off. It comes with me everywhere. I'm pretty Italian, and I've always wanted to. I love I love my Italian heritage, and I love playing roles that align with my Italian heritage. I It's also Saturday Night Fever is like a huge film to my family. Like, my mom grew up
Okay.
with it. My dad grew up. They both grew up with it. They love this film, and they love the role, and they love John Travolta. And so honestly, it meant a lot to really try and play this role for them, because I knew it would make them really happy to see me in a role like this.
Hmm.
Um, Especially for my grandma too. My grandma passed away 2 years ago or something like that, and this is also one of her favorite films. We always knew. So to be able to play this role, like, in memory of her and stuff like that, it feels really good for that too. So
Yeah.
that's honestly what always interested me about playing this type of role.
I think that's the best reason to want to be in a show or take on a role. I mean, maybe not the best reason, but one of the best.
Mhm.
I don't know, when you can connect it with like real like family emotions and like family
Yeah,
memories and nostalgia and
yeah.
everything like that. It
And
it, it means so much more to you.
I can't even say like I wanted to play this role because I knew of how deep of a character was, because I didn't know before I
You
read
didn't
the script.
know.
I didn't know, you know what I mean? Even watching the movie for the first time, you don't realize until you do like an analysis of the character, like how deep it actually goes and how much work you actually have to put into. I didn't realize how difficult of a role this was actually going to be. Yeah.
That's awesome. Well, that's perfect also because it kind of plays into the next question here. What would you say is like the most rewarding and the most challenging part of playing Tony Manero?
Yeah. Rewarding it is just because of the experience I'm getting. I mean,
Right.
like I said, there's a lot of layers. So I've been
Mhm.
having to do a lot of character analysis for this show, which, not that I don't do that, you know what I mean? I went to school for musical theater. I was always taught that, put the work in to play a role, and you want to, you want to give the audience a really good, you want to give the audience a really good show.
Right.
But challenging wise, it's just like I said. I mean, here's the thing: the I dance a lot in the show, obviously, as you can assume. Um, and I have a lot of lines in the show. Memorizing this is pretty difficult. Not to mention, Tony Manero, he's from Brooklyn, and he talks with a lot of like, all right, stutters, stuff like that. And
Yeah,
it's
I
written
remember this.
like that in the script. So I'm somebody who I like to look at the script and like try to memorize the lines exactly how they're written, but it's really difficult to do that when most of your lines are like, all right.
Right.
It's it's so difficult to like memorize exactly when all these come. So I'm definitely uh not like improving, but a lot of these lines I'm trying to read them, understand them, so that I can make it my own. Not that
Yeah,
I'm trying to
yeah.
I'm not going off of the script at all. I'm saying exactly what they want me to say, but it's difficult to memorize it word for word, letter letter for letter, if you will, because it's just it's there's a lot. It's a lot of lines. So that's pretty challenging about it. But like I said, it's also you gotta make this character. I mean, guys in the 70s, they're not always the most likable people, and it's like that's the other thing
Yeah.
about this is that there's a lot of times in this show where, like, if if you're not a really big fan of the movie and you're just seeing it for the first time, it's really easy to not like Tony Manero. It's very
Yeah.
easy. He says a lot of stuff that you're just like, it just hit me the wrong way. So it's like I'm also trying to make this
You're like,
character.
"That felt a little icky."
Yeah, it's like, so I'm
Yeah.
also trying to make this character as likable as possible, because I mean, if I'm the lead of the show, if you if you're sitting through an entire show where the lead doesn't leave the stage the whole entire time and you don't like him from the bat, it's like, crap, it's gonna be a crappy show to sit through. You know what I
Yeah,
mean?
it's
So
a problem.
you
Gotta
gotta make
cast a dark cloud over the whole thing.
exactly. So you gotta
Yeah.
make it as likable as possible, and that's pretty difficult too. I gotta add a lot of personality to this role, because you gotta show the audience, like, yeah, you might not say the best things, but there's a reason, you know what I mean? There's a reason that he's like this, and I gotta let the audience see that.
Yeah. You have to give them a reason to be rooting for Tony, like, towards
Exactly.
the end. Yeah.
Ex-
Yeah.
Exactly. He has this really long monologue. It's like basically a page when you put it together at the end of the show, like very end of the show, and it's just, I'm not going to give anything away, but it's a deep monologue, and it's a lot to memorize, but it's also just there's a lot to it, you know what I mean? And it's like sad when you think about it, the stuff that he has to go through. You see this guy who like everyone loves, but on the inside, it's like, how does he really feel?
Right. Which I think is something that everybody can kind of relate to, like
Uh-huh.
on one level or another, which is also kind of cool about doing something like that. Even if you don't exactly relate to the issues that he's going through, you can certainly acknowledge like that feeling of everyone thinks that everything is perfect for me. Meanwhile, it actually isn't. If you actually knew me and you knew like what my struggles were. Yeah.
Exactly. Exactly. I feel like you see that a lot with like, like celebrities. You know what I mean? Like it's the
Hmm.
same. I'm using that as a big inspiration. Like looking at some of these celebrities who have it all, but do they really? And it's like looking at stuff like that. That's what helps me kind of prepare for this role.
Yes, like the song Lucky by Britney Spears.
There you go.
You
I know you're a
know?
big fan, aren't you? Yeah.
I am, yeah, I'm a huge, huge Britney fan. Although I will say that "Lucky" is famously my one of my least favorite songs by Britney Spears, but it's
I
because like the lyrics are so heavy, but the music is so like poppy and happy, and it's like that is not what the intention of this song should have
Yeah.
been.
Well, I
Like when,
take it more as like the song "Lonely" by Justin Bieber.
yes,
Like that type of thing.
okay, yeah,
Like that's a very mellow song
hmm
and it's very like deep. You know what I mean? And
and
it's
that's
like,
appropriate. Yes,
yeah, it's like Justin Bieber. Yeah, kid had it all, and he kind of messed up his own life. But like, look why. You know what I mean?
right.
Look at how he started. I'm a big Justin Bieber fan.
I became a bigger Justin Bieber fan with Changes. Right.
uh,
That's the album with the orange cover, right?
yeah, yeah. Changes. Yeah, I don't
Changes.
think it. Wait, is it called Changes? Let me call something different. I don't. I know what you're talking about though.
See, now I'm
The
gonna
one
have to
with
fact check.
yeah,
I don't
yeah,
want
yeah.
you
I
to
love that
clown me on
album.
my own
I know.
show.
I know what album. I know what album you're talking about. I love that album.
Okay. I don't want you to clown me on my own show. Um, but what's your favorite moment in Saturday Night Fever?
My favorite
Do you
moment.
have a favorite moment?
Um, it's tough. I I think all of my favorite moments are the iconic parts from the movie. Because the musical definitely stem like it definitely it's a little bit they had to change it a little bit from the movie. It's not exactly how the film is laid out.
Right.
There's definitely some different things, but they obviously kept those iconic moments in the show from the film, like those scenes that like when you think of Saturday Night Fever, like that's the first thing that pops in your head. That's in the show, so that those are all my favorite moments. I love anything that's like a nice little like innuendo to the film.
Yeah.
Uh,
Anything derived from the source material.
exactly, exactly.
Yeah.
Those are my favorite moments for sure. Yeah,
Nice.
talking about my hair, talk about my hair a lot. I will say I don't think I've ever touched my hair in a show more than this one. It's just constant like fixing my hair.
It's
It's
part of it, and it's also very necessary, though, the dancing you're doing anyway. So it's like, we got to make sure things are fixed because you don't leave the stage that often. You're out there a lot.
I don't act to. I don't. I
Yeah.
think stage, not
Mm.
even like barely once. It's a lot.
Now, you mentioned before that, obviously you've worked on a number of different shows, not just at CM, but across the island.
Yeah.
So of the shows that you've worked on, like what would you say is your favorite? And if you can't whittle it down to one, we will accept top three
Okay. All right.
because it's a hard question. Yeah, because we like
So
things for so many different reasons.
I have always said, okay, first off, Newsies will always be one of my favorite just because of the bond you get with the other guys in the cast. You know what I
Mhm.
mean? It's just you when you do a show like Newsies, like you just become family with everybody in that cast. It's a lot of fun. It really, really is. So Newsies is up there. I don't know if it's my favorite show I ever done, you know,
Mhm.
but it's definitely up there, and I think that it was a when I did it, the show itself is really good because I've done a lot of shows that like I'm really happy I did those shows, but maybe I wasn't so happy with the way it was produced. Do you know what I mean?
Okay.
You know, I'm not calling anybody out. I'm just saying. Newsy's
Mm.
not one of them. Newsy's was
I
very.
was- No, I
I'm not
certainly
calling
got that, but I'm also very intrigued about the things that you didn't think
no,
were produced well. Maybe that's for
no,
later.
no one to speak
Very
about. But
intrigued.
no, Newsies wasn't one of those. Newsies was a very good produced show. It was very good. It was put on very well. We Newsies opening night we got like I remember, and maybe not even not even just opening night, but I remember opening night. I think at least 3 times we got standing ovations like mid numbers because it's
Yeah,
just one of those
Newsies
shows.
was fantastic.
Everyone loves Newsies. It's a really
Yeah,
Did you see it? I don't remember. Yeah,
multiple times.
yeah. Newsies
And
was a
people
very
don't do Newsies a lot either. Um, I don't see that being widely. I thought that everyone on Long Island would end up doing Newsies, and
You
it
know,
didn't.
I think a lot more people did it than people realize. Like it was definitely
Mm,
done a lot, but it was it it's I think it's still on the verge of being done. You know what I mean? Like a lot of people I know there's another theater right now in Long Island that's about to do it as well. So it's definitely gonna get done a lot
okay.
more. Like I know a few theaters that have already done it. But it was fun. It was a really good show. I really also loved Bullets Over Broadway. It's like one of my favorite shows I've ever been in. It is what a stupid show, but what a fun show to be a part of. It is so much fun. I love playing those mob type character roles. It's so
Mhm.
much fun. I was in the ensemble for that, but it was like what a fun ensemble show to be a part of. It has everything. You know what I mean? It has jazz numbers, it has tap numbers, it has insane just like park and bark singing numbers from characters.
Yes,
Emily
those are my
Nadler was
favorite.
in that. Yeah, Emily Nadler was in that. She's like phenomenal. You know, I've been in a bunch
Hmm.
of Emily Nadler. If anybody watching this, knows who
Yeah,
she is, just
she's
incredible.
massively talented.
He
Yeah.
was incredible in that
Mhm.
show. Steve was in that show. Steve was incredible in that show. And not to mention the set for that. That was also at CM, and the set for that was incredible. We had a stage.
Insane.
We built a literal stage on the stage, and it rotated. It was like if people don't know Bullets Over Broadway, it was just like Noises Off, not the show, but like that one scene where we had the
Right.
stage. It was like Noises Off, where the stage rotated. You see backstage rotate. You see the front part of the stage, like what the audience of that show would be viewing. Confusing, but incredible. And now, like
Yeah.
Bullets Over Broadway will always be one of my favorite shows I've ever been a part of. Then I also really loved. I love the chorus line. That was a great show, especially just because I played Mike Costa, and that was one of my dream roles to ever be a part of. That was I can do that from a chorus line that Mike Costa sings in the show. Was the first song I ever performed in front of anybody ever,
Oh, really?
ever. Oh, what just happened? Sorry. Um, yeah, that was the first song I ever performed. I'm getting a call right now as I'm doing this. Okay. So it just keeps.
Excuse me, very busy being a star.
So that was the first song I ever performed on stage in front of anybody. So that role to be able to play on stage was very, very special for me. And Chorus Line is a really fun. It's a really fun show. It's a really, really great show to do. Um,
Yeah,
it's
I could see that. Nothing for me to do
really
in it, but I do enjoy watching
yeah.
it.
It's really difficult to pick. It's really. I'm not gonna lie. It's
Yeah.
difficult to pick a favorite show I've ever worked on. I think I could just pick like not in an exact order, but just a few that I really love to be a part of.
Yeah, it's impossible to order your favorites like that. That's like saying, "What's your favorite movie? What's your favorite song?" It's like, well, I like all these things for such different reasons. It's
Tough.
really not fair to the material to be comparing it because, like, there's so many different factors that go into that. Yeah,
Tough.
that's why I like a top 3. It's safe. You can
Yeah.
kinda, like, run the gamut there. Yeah.
You have a favorite show you've ever been in? I'm curious.
No, no, that's not true. If I had to pick one favorite, like, it probably Smokey Joe's Cafe.
Oh, good.
I
Yeah,
could do
yeah.
that for the rest of my life. I did that 3
Sure.
times. Um, because again, that really is just a glorified concert, like, very
Yeah.
like, really no story, no real plot. It's just people being themselves, singing songs, performing like that, and that music is just it doesn't matter how often you've heard it, when it comes on, that you can't help but, like, feel good and sing along with it. The music is just absolutely
Yeah.
iconic to me. Yeah. And if anybody was doing Smokey Joe's Cafe now, that would totally bring me out of retirement immediately. Like I'd be the first one in the parking lot just waiting.
I hope so.
Yeah, Smokey Joe's Cafe that's a really, really good
Yeah.
time. And Spelling Bee, that's another one that like that's another I could do that for one forever too. Now, before we started recording, you did tell me that you had a really great story to share. So share with me one of your favorite or funniest theater memories.
All right. To the audience here, Kyle and I did a show together, Crybaby. Kyle, were you an understudy? We were swing. I don't remember.
I
You,
ended up being like they called me an understudy, but I did have to run.
I think you did half the run. Yeah, right. Because
Yeah,
it
I
was
did.
you and what Dondi,
Dondi. Yep,
which Dondi, also incredible person. I
absolutely.
got to see Dondi again. Dondi did
Did you?
opening weekend of Footloose, filled in for
Oh
Brent
wow.
as the coach, and that was so much fun, especially because I haven't seen Donnie since maybe before COVID. So
Yeah.
that was such a
Yeah.
great thing. I miss Donnie. I really miss talking to him, but Donnie's a great guy. But so Kyle and I did a show together, Crybaby. So okay, going into the first, if anybody knows Crybaby, going into the first, I guess they were in a bar scene where you started it. It was a transition song out of like an outside area to the bar scene, and then you finished your song in the bar, and then we went into Lenora's song, which is that famous song from Crybaby that everyone
Yes.
got crazy TikTok famous. I can't remember the name of it right now, but you know what I'm talking about.
Yeah, I do.
And then it went into Baby Baby Baby, which Crybaby sings. So not one, not two, but three songs in this one scene. And in between each song, it's not like song, song, song. It's like song, scene, song, scene, song, scene in the same scene. So this scene itself was about a half hour long. Like this bar scene is long. And the songs aren't short either. Like it's
No,
long.
these are like fully fleshed out songs. These are not like a minute and a
long.
half. Like, yeah.
And that's important. That is an important part of the story. So going into the scene, it's like I said, Kyle has this transition song, great song. Your character had like the best songs in the show. Let's be
I
honest.
truly did. That's really what made me say yes. I was like,
So much
I'm
fun.
not doing another show right now. I was like, oh wait, I get to sing that? Okay.
So if any theaters are watching this, do cry baby because Kyle
Please
and
do.
I will come down.
We would. Justice for Crybaby.
Please, justice for crybaby. Make it a hashtag. So so going into that scene, I'm dancing with my dance partner. You know, it's like 3 or 4 couples with dance partners, and it's a lot of like lifts and just a lot of, it's very fast paced, this song. It's a transition song, so the scene behind us is changing. We're up front in the front of the stage, whatever, we're doing flips, stuff like that. Like I remember my dance partner, I'm having a flipper and stuff, all this stuff. I don't know, this is I'm assuming, what is this, a Saturday night? It might have even been a Sunday matinee. It was closing, that's all I know. It was closing, whatever closing was back then for CM. I don't know what I ate the night before. I don't know what I ate that day. My stomach did not feel too good. All right.
Oh my God.
So we get into, I've told this story a good amount of times. It's crazy. We get into we're doing this scene and it's transitioning, and like I said, I have to flip my partner. And anytime you have to flip somebody, you got to use a good amount of effort to be able to flip an entire person.
Sure you do.
I'm using a lot of strength here, and I farted. Okay. So it wasn't loud. You know what I mean? It wasn't like anything, like it wasn't loud. But like I said, my stomach hurt. So in my head, I farted and I went, oh my God, I have to go to the bathroom right now.
I have to
I
get the
don't
hell out
know.
of here.
I don't know if I already went to the bathroom. I might have. I
Oh
don't know.
no.
I need to go to the bathroom right now, but that fart did not feel good. So, like I said, this scene, now, granted, this scene, the ensemble is in this scene to make, to just show the people in the bar in the background. So it's just, we're kind of just background workers for the first like 25 minutes of this scene. We don't start dancing until Baby Baby Baby, which is the last song of this scene. And it's a big dance. It's a tough dance. That was the hardest dance in the show for me personally. So, like I said, I have 25 minutes now where I'm just standing there with like a beer and I'm
Oh
just
my
pretending to
God.
drink a beer. So I looked at whoever my dance partner was and I went, I have to go to the bathroom. And I just fully walked off stage. I was like, we're in a bar. We're in a bar. People leave the
Right.
bar.
People are coming and going all the time.
In my head, this makes sense. We weren't supposed to do that, but I was like, this makes sense.
Right.
So I leave. I went to the bathroom. Luckily, nothing came out before I went to the bathroom. All right.
Thank God.
Nothing came out. But it came out when I was going to the bathroom. I did not feel good. I went to the bathroom and I entered the stage right on time to start the dance for Baby Baby Baby.
Oh, okay.
It was like, so this is an embarrassing story, but at the same time, it's like, like a heroic story. But
Right, because he's heroic. I had enough time to take a dump, and I made it on time. Heroic.
I never left mid-show to just go, take a shit. But that was probably the most like embarrassing story that's ever happened to me like on stage because I genuinely thought I shit my pants. I
was
thought
really scared for where this was going.
I really thought I did. I was nervous. Then I'm like, oh my God, am I supposed to do the whole show now with
Like, what am I supposed to do? How do I explain to people that I literally cannot do the rest of the show?
Happy. Yeah, I'm like, what am I supposed to do? Am I supposed to do the rest of the show commando right now? Like, what am I supposed to do? But luckily, everything we were all good.
And then having to go back and tell Ronnie, hey, like, listen, listen, man, I totally shit in your pants.
Oh, I can't wait.
Oh gosh, yeah.
Yeah,
I think that would actually be worse than doing it in front of everybody. Just having that conversation alone.
Oh, just having that conversation, 100%.
100%. Where can people find you on social media so they can kind of follow all of your upcoming projects and things like that?
At Mike Shapiro 12, I'm pretty sure is my Instagram handle. I'm pretty sure it's at Mike Shapiro 12. Right. But
we'll check after this.
Yeah, well, we can double check that one. But I think it's at Mike Shapiro 12. I guess if I'm really active on anything, it's Instagram. Yeah. I'm on LinkedIn if you want to see marketing stuff.
LinkedIn. That's a first here. I don't think anybody's even mentioned that. That's hysterical. You can find me on LinkedIn, Michael A. Shapiro.
Yeah. But if you want to see, I post most of my performance stuff, on my story on Instagram. So I would say that's probably the best place to see what I'm up to in the future.
Awesome. Yeah. Well, thank you again for spending this time with me. Thanks for hanging out. This was an absolute blast. That's that. Right. So thank you to everyone for listening, watching. Thank you again for hanging out.
Thanks. This was fun. I had a good time. Thank you.
Awesome. Thank you. Thank you once again to Mike for spending some time with me here on The Kyle Petty Show. You can catch my full review of Saturday Night Fever at thekylepettyshow.com. You can find out more information of what else is coming out Kyle Petty Show related by following me on Instagram at The Kyle Petty Show. All right. We like consistency in this house. I do have some fun things coming up, but I don't want to announce any dates because I do not want to be beholden to a specific timeline. So keep your eyes peeled for other things coming out. And that's all we got. Thanks a lot for hanging out. Thank you for your love and support. And we're out of here. Thanks.